God bless everybody today. It is January 7th of 2023. This is a Daniel 8 update on what's coming up. There is a lot happening, and so let's do a quick review. So on the 3rd, we had a number of events that happened. You had an attack on Damascus. You had 2 missiles hit one of our bases, and a number of things happening there. You had the Netanyahu also coming in, so we've got a new government in Israel, and so there's a lot going on. I indicated in the last video or two that we would see a response by Iran on this attack on the Damascus airport and the Iranian facilities, and now we're getting reports out that Hezbollah is urging Hamas not to attack Israel, and as we've known this in the past, they've launched a lot of missiles, rockets and things into the country, upwards in the potential hundreds at a time, or even thousands, and so this would escalate this war between Iran and Israel, because Israel would then retaliate against not only Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran, so this would escalate quite rapidly. So what has caused all this to happen is we had the Israeli National Security Minister, and I'm not going to say his name, you can probably do a better job than I about that, went to the Temple Mount, and it's caused all kinds of issues to ripple across this region. The Palestinians, the Israelis, all these terrorist factions, and Iran are all upset about what's going on here. And this guy really had no reason to go there. It seemed a little self-serving, and sort of like Pelosi going to Taiwan, trying to make a name for themselves, but it just causes a lot of strife and conflict. And it's going to cause a lot of harm over time as we move forward. So these people that do these things usually are self-serving, and they don't have anybody else's interest in mind. But I don't know this man's heart, and so I don't know what his motivation for this was. But he should have known. He should have known this was going to cause a lot of conflict. So Israel and Palestine have gotten together, and there's been some fairly fiery rhetoric. And so I believe this is going to rear its ugly head in the next days or hours, possibly, as we move forward. We just had that full moon on Friday. All these things matter. Everything's revolving around that 3rd of January date, when I indicated that we were going to have the start of this chain of events that was going to lead to an attack on Iran by Turkey over time. And Turkey will come into this later. Turkey will come in once this escalates, because it indicates in the prophet Jeremiah, Daniel, and all these other, Ezekiel and all these prophets indicate that Israel will stand up first against Iran, but then they'll recruit Turkey. And in this process, because Turkey will come against them at a later time, probably before the end of this year, that Israel would also try to recruit help from Egypt. And so this is all starting to form together as we start to see these alliances actually forming in real time out here. And these are normalizations between these countries, and it's like a chessboard out here right now. You know, who's going to work with who? Putin's working with Iran, but he's not really a factor because he's in Ukraine, but he's supplying weapons. But yet Putin's also working with Turkey because they got the fuel hub and the grain going through the Black Sea, and so through Odessa, and so you need to watch all that. But Turkey is going to be the catalyst over time. But right as of now, what we're looking for is an escalation or a counter for Israel's attack that they did on Damascus and on some of their Iranian facilities on January 3rd, and that was the same date that General Soleimani was assassinated about 3 years ago when Donald Trump was in office. So part of this escalation happened on January 1st, though, because the UN voted against Israel in the referendum against Israel and the Temple Mount and a number of different things. And so the UN's come out against Israel. And so this really started on the 1st, but the actual military action against Iran and by Israel was on the 3rd. And so this is the reason I keep bringing that date up, is that the 3rd is important. This is escalating. We just had that meeting between Syria, Russia, and Turkey, and this will give then the rights for Erdogan to do a land invasion into Iraq as Assad maintains survivability in Syria and maintains that area as they're pushing the Kurds out towards Iran and Baghdad, and you're going to start to see a massive inflow of refugees into Iran itself. Another reason for this is the new government, the hard right-wing government of Israel, is withholding tax revenue from Palestine, and they're starting to annex these areas and physically move the Palestinians out of some of these Jewish-owned areas. And so this is causing a lot of strife over there right now, as people are basically being thrown out of their homes, and Israel's not compensating them in a lot of ways. And so this has been an ongoing problem with Israel for a while, as they aren't looking out for the weaker groups in the area, and they're causing conflict for themselves because they're not doing what's necessary to appease their people around them. So these factions, Hamas and all these different groups, Hezbollah and different things, are going to start to lash out due to this. And as they start to, bulldoze homes and force people to leave, this is going to escalate not only in Israel, in Palestine, and you're also going to see an escalation at the Temple Mount for control of that. And the Jews are pushing hard to be able to go up there and pray right now and have the right to be able to be on God's temple and be able to, hold prayer. And so this is something they don't have the ability right now to do. And this is going to escalate this also. So as the Palestinians mold the next move on Israel after this guy's visit, we are going to see a potential attack by Hezbollah, and the Palestinians and or Hamas, and Hezbollah right now are basically trying to get them not to do this because they know it's going to escalate this conflict. And so even Palestine understands just how this could change the dynamic in this area. Another thing that we should look at is Jordan has also come out recently and is upset over this Temple Mount visit because they know this is going to potentially cause a problem for Jordan as Iran is getting ready to attack them. And not that they know it, but Turkey's going to end up coming through their country probably in the next year as they go to Egypt and into Israel. And so Jordan does feel the pressure. They do understand the geopolitical dynamic over here. And so this president of Jordan is concerned for his people and his country that this will escalate also. So I just wanted to throw this quick report out. Keep an eye on Palestine, keep an eye on Hezbollah and Hamas, keep an eye on Iran, because they're all linked together in this war. If Hamas does attack, it will probably be a fairly large attack of missiles and different things that they're going to launch into Israel. And I don't know how much damage, because they knock a lot of these down. It's just the thought that you're having think about it. You're sitting in your home and you have thousands of missiles raining in on you as you're sitting in a bunker. How would you feel? And how is this going to escalate? And you know Israel is going to retaliate for this action. And they're not only going to attack Iran, but they're going to attack Palestine and the area of Hezbollah and Hamas to try to slow these attacks down. But this is just going to bring more tension to the region, and it's going to escalate. And so watch these dates that I've been talking about. The 3rd, when we had this original attack. The 24th, as Daniel tells us in Daniel 10, and I've gone over those different verses, how the 24th matters. It's 21 days after that, and he's been distraught, and so he knows this attack's coming. And 21 days after, now I don't know about the 21 days after, because once Israel attacks, Michael is sent against Iran, and Turkey comes after that. So that 21 days seems to be a prior time before the 24th, and that we're going to see an escalation between the 3rd of January to the 24th, and then we would start to see potentially that ground invasion of Turkey, which would then escalate to an attack on Iran in the near future. And I don't know that time frame. It does not give me anything other than after that 21 days, Michael goes against Iran, and then it falls quickly, whatever that means. And even if you go to Daniel 8, it indicates that the goat goes over and tramples them like a whirlwind, that they don't stand a chance, and that it's just total destruction on the other side. And so keep an eye on these things. This is moving quickly, and I will try to keep you updated as I see things. And I'm hoping I'm not reading too much into these reports, but this does seem to be a prophecy, not only in Jeremiah, Daniel, and a potential Ezekiel 38-39 prophecy coming to pass within potentially the next year. God bless everybody. Find the open door. Find Jesus. He is the only way to the Creator, and He is the only way to the millennial 1,000 years and to eternity. So please get in the Bible. Start to understand what's in front of you. Get your people prepared. Share this video. Like it, please. As you can see, I don't have a lot of movement on my videos. Algorithms out here don't do much for me. So if you could share it and like it, that would be awesome, so that you can warn other people what potentially is coming. God bless everybody. Have a great day.